Hey guys, welcome back to Paradise. So today we're having some vehicle issues on the truck. So it was a couple days ago. We were at a spot that mostly we have to be at a spot that's very level, and we're not like parked up on rocks like this. That I can get the jack underneath it and jack it up and take the front tires off to inspect the brakes and things like that. So we have a hydraulic jack now instead of like the scissor jack, and the hydraulic jack really doesn't go high enough if it's up on something. So in these spots like this, I'd have to back it up, and then it's a whole ordeal. So whenever we're at a spot that's like naturally level, I can jack it up and check the brakes and stuff. But I usually check them about twice a year just to make sure that they're doing good. And so we had the original OEM brakes that came with the truck, and they only lasted about 20,000 miles, so they were not good quality at all. So we figured with the weight and everything, they're probably gonna blow out fast, and the fronts usually go out way faster than the rear brakes too, because when you're stopping, all the weight goes forward, so the front brakes take all the brunt. But so I replaced them with these Duralast Gold ones we got at AutoZone for like 40-50 bucks, and they're ceramic, so they were supposed to last a lot longer. And they've been doing fantastic. I didn't change the rotors at all because the rotors only had like 20,000 miles on it. So we just let them go, and then everything else was the same. We just changed the pads, and the first year we lost a millimeter. The second year we lost a millimeter, and now we're on the third year with the same pads and the same whole setup, and everything was looking good. And so I just went and looked because this is our kind of our third year anniversary of the brake pads, just to see how they were doing. And well, they look like this. So they have cracks all over in them. So at some point within the last year, we put a lot of pressure on the brakes, and they started cracking, and that usually is a sign of too much heat and usually too much weight. Or a combination of the two. So if you have a lot of weight and you have a lot of downhill, mostly on like the interstates and stuff, if you're doing a mountain pass on pavement, then you got to kind of ride the brakes, and there's swervy roads, and you kind of ride the brakes all the way down, and that gets the brakes really hot. So when it gets really hot, they kind of glaze over. They kind of like melt a layer onto it, and then they start cracking. And once they start cracking, they're kind of shows you that they're going to be useless soon. So we got 3 years out of them, so I was happy with that. But they still have, I think, almost 8 millimeters of brake pad left on it, and they start with 10. So you're usually changing around about 3 to 5 millimeters. So we have a lot of pad left on the actual pad. It's just now they're cracking, so it shows that it's not a good sign, and obviously that's something you don't want to have go out on your vehicle, especially when you're doing mountain roads and stuff. So, and usually once it starts cracking, it starts leading to bigger cracks. So it'll keep going down the cracks even more, and then chunks of your brake pad will fall off. So definitely not something that we want to have happen. So we are currently in the process of looking for some better brake pads and better rotors. So, and what we've come up with so far is that they make like specific ones for kind of heavy duty truck use. That's more for like towing trailers and towing and hauling weight in the bed and stuff like that. So the big work trucks, um, those are the ones. So these are the rotors that have the slots in it, so they have holes in it. So then the heat can dissipate a lot easier. So they'll have drilled holes in it, and they'll have the slots as well. So they're going to be a little more spendy, but they should be able to hold up more to the weight and the hills and everything that we're going to be throwing at it. So we'll see. But the Duralast Gold ones worked pretty well. We got, I think, almost 60,000 miles on them right now. So we're just about at 80,000 on the truck. So that means, and it's probably about time for the rotors to be changed as well. So we'll be changing the rotors and doing the whole shebang, at least on the front tires for sure. I haven't really looked at the back tires, but they usually don't take as much of the brunt as the front does. And I put the Elite brake pads back there just to try a different kind, the Duralast Elite one. So in the next couple days, maybe I'll check those out, make sure that they're still doing okay as well. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing some research and trying to figure out which brake pads and rotors we should go with. But the fun part is that we live on the road, so it's hard to get things delivered to you. So the only thing that we can really bank on is like the Amazon lockers. and that's if they can fit in the lockers. A lot of the things don't fit in there, or a lot of things that would have batteries and stuff aren't allowed to go into there. So, and then we have to be close enough to them, and usually we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. So, being in Nevada, it's like there's no place to really get it except for Vegas. So you pretty much have to make a trip specifically for that. So, yeah. So we'll see what we can find, and I guess we'll keep you guys updated. But for now, we're gonna be riding these brakes, trying not to do anything too extreme with them. But they seem to still be stopping pretty well. It's just more in the future thing. So hopefully we can make it till we get some new brake pads. So yeah, so if you guys have any ideas of what we could get for brake pads and rotors, you know, you can let us know in the comments below. If you have a truck camper pulling a trailer or anything like that, if they have any good brands out there, because yeah, we'll I'll look into it. But for right now, that's what we got going on. Everything else has been going fantastic with the truck, so we've been really pleased. It's a lot better than the Chevy that we had before, so this has been a nice bonus. So we got 3 years into it and haven't really had too many issues. I've been trying to learn along the way all about as much automotive as I can. So luckily I know that, you know, to check all this basic stuff, because otherwise these are things that people wouldn't think about doing, and then they'll blow out a brake pad or something and have a big issue with it. So definitely a good idea to learn as much as you can about your vehicle before you jump into nomading, especially if you don't have a place to go back to or anything like that, or anybody to help you. So yeah, but yeah, we'll keep you guys up to date. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll let you know how it turns out. We'll see you guys later.